I know that you do such an amazing job and have for a long time, really empowering women in so many ways. Kind of want to do a little question time.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say, what are some of the ways that you empower women to be bold and brave and really step into their divine feminine self?
I love that question. Let me tap in for a second. Most powerfully answer that question. I think it's something I'm so passionate about because I grew up the opposite. I grew up in such fear and anxiety and always questioning myself, always critiquing myself, always never feeling good enough. And what I learned through my hero's journey is that, all I wanted was to connect with people, to love people, to feel like I belonged, to feel like I was accepted. And all of my protective mechanisms that I thought were protecting me against my fear of rejection or fear of being accepted, came out in all these interesting ways of doing things like trying to always impress people or be the best or put on a show for people, to get them to love or accept me. And what I learned in a very hard and powerful way is that all backfires. And the way that people actually experienced me was the opposite of what I wanted. I just wanted to be loved and accepted, and I wanted people to feel loved and accepted, and I wanted to empower them to be free and do brave things. And yes, I was showcasing, doing brave things, but it was coming from this place of fear and insecurity. And most of my young adult life came from this deep-rooted place of fear and insecurity of needing to prove myself. And that definitely drove me to do some pretty incredible things, and I'm really grateful for those chapters in my life that got me to move to LA and follow my dream, and the crazy story of landing center stage and Bring It On. But even when I got to those hilltops, if you would say, they were great in the moment, and I'm so grateful for them every day. But man, I felt so unsupported and unhappy, and I didn't have good relationships, and I realized that jobs come and go, money comes and goes. And that all of us just want to feel loved and like we belong and we feel supported, and that no matter what we go through, that we have people to lean on. And man, no matter how much money you have or fame you have, that is something that you're always craving. And I think our society is so backwards in the messages that we get of be this strong, independent woman, you don't need a man, and you don't need anybody, and you can do it all by yourself, and show off, and you have to be perfect all the time, and it's causing so much just a catalyst of not great things in a lot of women's life and a lot of relationships. And what I love to empower women is deep things that I found out was when I stopped trying to impress people, when I just was able to let go and heal through lots of really deep transformational experiences, those parts of me that just so badly wanted to feel loved. When I learned how to give that love to myself, when I learned how to really support myself, really how to be my biggest supporter, my best friend, when I didn't just stop trying to critique myself, but more so was able to come from this place of seeing this little girl inside me that's, I believe, inside all women. We all have this little kid inside of us that just wants to feel loved. And the more that we can just love on them and support them and make sure that they know that they are safe and loved no matter what happens, the way that we express that kind of peace within, that kind of confidence and clarity within, this feeling of no matter what anybody else thinks about me, I know I got me, it changes everything, everything. And all that confidence that I wanted and all that love that I wanted from the world and other people, it just all of a sudden was I was a magnet to it because I was so full of it. And so I think to any woman or really any human that's watching this, if your deep desire is to feel loved and accepted, the more that you can love all parts of you, all the light, all the dark, all the shadows, all the crazy, all the silly, it's super intelligent, all the things that maybe even you critique about yourself. If you can learn how to just love and accept all those parts of you, and it is hard. It is hard work, and it takes some deep unprogramming and unwiring and unbecoming to find that, but it's so worth it. It is like the most freeing thing, and it's also the most beautiful thing you could ever do if you want to have really deep, meaningful relationships and connections with people, and especially an intimate partner, because they're just mirrors. We're just all mirrors of each other, and I believe in that saying that on some way, shape, or form, we are attracting who we are being within, and when we're so full of love, we are attracting more of that full, pure love. So that's a lot, but that's what I would say.
Beautiful, babe.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that.
And to anybody listening, if you have any comments or questions about this, please just leave it below. We'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear from you. A lot that I shared was deep and complex, and there's a lot of legs to it. And this is what I love talking and teaching at Relationship Renegades and all of our events and workshops and programs, and we just really want to help. So we'd love to hear from you. And if you have anyone you think might need to hear this, please share it with them, because, man, I wish I could have heard it when I was younger.